to bring about that full wholeness. You know, we're body, we're mind, and we're also spirit. And that's where breath work kicks in. I want to tell you a little story about my experience with breath work and the type of breath work that I use here, so that you can understand, like, hey, like, you know, why is Michael bringing this here? Like he brought boxing, like he brought elements of yoga. Before we continue this video, please click the like button and hit subscribe and turn on your notifications. That way you can get notified when we have new content coming out, and leave a comment below. Your questions are very important to me, and it gives me an idea of what's resonating with you, and also how I can answer those questions in the best quality that I can. A few years ago, I had the honor of going to a 4-day retreat, and this was in the northern Albuquerque area. And you know, you're on this beautiful Temea resort. It's an Indian reservation, but the land is ancient and sacred. And the land alone just does things to you. You're out there, and it's just so powerful. But part of this retreat was breath work. And I'd never experienced breath work before. I mean, yes, I meditated, and you know, I talked to you about yoga, but I never specifically experienced breath work. When the day came that it was day 2, we did 2 sessions. When I was breathing, I noticed that there were things coming up, emotions and feelings. My body started to shake and tremble involuntarily, and it was intense. It was alarming mentally, but also what I noticed is that as all this intensity was coming up, there was this part of me in my center that felt safe, which was very interesting. And my mind would think that you shouldn't feel safe when this is happening, but it was like my soul knew that everything was just fine. So as I'm breathing, stuff starts to come up, and I remember I let out some emotions. I let out some sounds, some tones, and these tones were like guttural war cries. And I remember there was a part of me that was like observing this, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this has been in me all my life, and it's coming out now. And this could have been from my early childhood. I mean, who knows? But it didn't matter. It was coming out. I didn't need to hold on to it anymore. And I realized that there are not many places where people have the permission to express what I expressed that day. Like at church, they think you're possessed by demons. At home, they might call the cops on you. At school, like, let's face it, you know, to let out some of the real deep pain and hurt that we carry is not a convenient thing for most people. And most people aren't qualified, nor do they have the skills to be okay with other people to do this. And so this experience of breathwork, it taught me a couple things. One is that I'm not the pain that I carry. I was there before the pain. I'm not the hurt. I'm not the wounds. I'm something else. And so I realized, like, wow, there is a part of myself that is intact and that is unblemished from my life experiences. And if I live from that part of myself, I can literally transform my life and the lives of those around me if I live in that truth, that power. Another thing that I noticed is that we were in a group of hundreds of people, and this is during the time of COVID. So there was a lot of like just stuff coming up, and unconsciously there were people that were like, the vibes were like, I'm afraid of you, right? Or get away from me. Like, are you going to get me sick? Like, you know, COVID really just kind of put walls up between people, between family members. So there was a lot of that. You could sense that emotion, that feeling. But I'm in this room of hundreds of people, and there was a connection that I experienced that transcended sex, race, ideology, religion, gender. There was this thread of connection that I experienced, that I knew that we were all part of this one essential fabric of life, of love, of acceptance. And it was so powerful to be able to access that at any time, to live from that space was worth however many air miles, dollars, cents, time for me to learn to facilitate and give people the same opportunity that was given to me. And so, long story short, I learned this form of breath work. I found the person who facilitated this, I learned it, and I practice this on a regular basis. And so here at the Hero Journey, the final phase of this journey that brings that full integrity, the body, the mind, and spirit together, is integrative breath work. And this is something that is unique to the Hero Journey, and it's something that is a specialized technique. And so I'm bringing that part to you as well, because our wholeness is our birthright. And when we live from wholeness, something happens. Something comes out of us, and that's our divinity. And our final cornerstone at the Hero Journey is divinity. What is divinity? Divinity is its human expression that transcends perceived human limitations. So let me repeat that. It's when we express ourselves beyond our perceived limitations, we express our divinity. And our divinity shows up in whatever way that looks like for the individual. It can show up like forgiveness. It can show up like compassion. It can show up like creativity, ingenuity, innovation. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to float and fly and glow and those kind of things that you think that we associate with like Greek gods but our divinity it's our truth. When there's no fear, when there's no limits, no perceived boundaries that we feel like we have to obey, when we show up in our fullness, that's divinity. And divinity isn't something that we do, it's who we are. And we express our divinity through the power of presence. In the Hero Journey, the hero returns home with a treasure. But the treasure, the true treasure, is not gold. It's not a sword or a shield. The treasure is a refined version of themselves. It's the version that's gone through the process, the refinement of the fire. And not only does the community receive the hero as the prize, but the hero receives the community as the prize, understanding that everything the hero needed, he or she already had. It just took the process of refinement to see what the treasure has always been right in front of them. And so the Hero Journey, fitness for body, mind, and soul, is my life. It's my hero journey, my experience of separation, initiation, and return, and returning to you all with this treasure, with my own journey, with myself, and sharing this with you and taking you on the journey back with me so that you can discover your power.